Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a round in the newly buffed Xeku Eins Type 3. This is at cost 700. I believe it's the level 4, and yeah, it's really good. Of course, the Xeku Eins is entirely ballistic damage at the Type 3 is anyway. The Type 2 has all the beam weapons, and then the Type 1 has a mixture and, of course, a heavy attack as a raid. But yeah, they, among other things, they up the damage on all the weapons. They up the rate of fire on its Gatling, which I already thought was excellent. And up the swap time on the club as well. Also gave it anti-blast stabilizer and explosive reactive armor, so it's harder to get heavy staggered when it's up close on something it's blown up, and also just harder to stun with splash damage. So it's not a bad combination. Let's see, I think that's a Sinanju I'm taking a shot at here. But yeah, that's the rate of fire on the Gatling is fantastic now. It's really great. Like, you know, Salty and I have been talking in some of our videos about how few of the GBO2 machine guns actually fire like machine guns. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that there were machine guns in World War One that had a better rate of fire than these giant robots are sporting. Some of them, but yeah, this at least has a decent feel to it, and pours out damage pretty quickly. Managed to get the drop on a Tall Geese 3 there, which I think is about the point in the round where I realized how much faster the club was coming up. Because yeah, it really is, and I believe it both reloads faster and has faster ready up time, swap time. So yeah, but like I said, I always liked this thing. Apparently, its numbers were really suffering, even here at 700, where for the longest time ballistic attacks and defense were not super common. But yeah, and since it's the level 4, I threw both heavy armor on it, which is the part that gives you up to plus 10 in all 3 defense slots, depending on your level. And also beam overtuning. The overtune parts give you a boost to stats above and beyond the normal limits. It's like it's calculated differently in the damage or defense calculations. So even if your stats are already maxed out, overtuning can still give you an additional boost, I believe. That's so yeah. That should hopefully keep me alive through a lot of beams. So far, so good. I am about to drop, I think, but yeah, just it's doing pretty well. I also took out the high new Gundam a couple of times tonight. I'm trying to get a round with that since it just got buffed, but that I'm not having as much luck with. I'm probably going to switch off with the bazooka. I just do better with beam rifles. I don't think any of the buffs particularly affected either the bazooka or the rifle, though I could be wrong about that. But yeah, it gets that special evade move with the new hyper bazooka, but it's just not. Honestly, I'm not sure it's worth it. Yeah, ballistic damage is nice, but just charging rifles just sit better with me a lot. I would like if they gave the rifle some kind of, benefit to kind of make it a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Make it a harder choice between the rifle and the bazooka in terms of special abilities. Like, give the rifle like a, some kind of overload or limiter release skill, since just to so it has something going for it too. Because yeah, the temptation to have another dodge is just really strong. That said, I've said it before, both the new Gundam and high new Gundam should be wearing that bazooka at all times. It is mounted on the backpack and should have access to that special evade whenever it wants. But, that's also, I'm pretty sure high new has at least one more slot for a weapon, so it doesn't have the missile launcher built into its shield, so I'm kind of surprised it didn't get that as a buff. I guess maybe we'll see that at some point if the new set of buffs don't bring it up to a level where they're comfortable with it. I was happy to tag that double Zeta with counter tackle. It had been I think I've been fighting that same double Zeta across a couple of matches, and it kept catching me with, stabs, which I'm relatively well defended against those. I'm pretty sure my defense is close to 50. Did the tackle because that way, if Arsenanju attacked theirs, I wouldn't get stunned and wouldn't get in the way, and they could just go ahead with whatever. Unfortunately, didn't work out that way. I think, actually, no, was it the Tall Geese 3 that took me down? Not this. No, it was an Amaxa. Okay. I think Sananju also hit me right before I dropped too, but yeah, I haven't seen the Amaxa in action yet. Well, obviously I have. I haven't had a chance to try it, and I haven't dropped it. That's what I mean. I have seen it in action because I was just fighting one. Brain. But yeah, it's interesting. It seems to have a bunch of interesting weapons, like unique hammer animation. So yeah, I honestly don't know a lot about the suit. I apparently got it wrong. It's not a Mars Xeon. It's a Jupiter Empire. So yeah, I had the wrong planet. Just minor things like that. Not even the same place in the solar system. That's how far off I was. Okay. Yeah, caught the double Zeta. Just sprayed it with the bullet hose until it went down. Oh yeah, they also gave the Xeku Eins Type 3 bullet feeder. So if your ballistic weapons still have at least, I think it's probably at least 30% of their ammo when you reload, they will reload just that much faster. So that is a really nice thing to have. That means basically, let's see, I have 172 bullets, so probably if you have about 50 left when you, maybe a little more, when you go to reload it, it will reload faster. Which, yeah, definitely something I will remember for future reference, though I did not remember it or did not know it when I was doing this, so. But yeah, like I said, thank you, Chair Arm. That will definitely show up on the microphone. Um, like I said, I had a good time with it. It was always a favorite, and to be honest, when it came out, I thought it was really good, but its bulk kind of worked against it. And at 700 in particular, that both is and isn't as much of an issue as it used to be. Like, there's a lot of other bulky things at 700, and we're fighting a fair number of them. So it's not as big a deal. If we had a full set of, some of the 700, like, F91 era things on the other team, I don't know that I would have had as easy a time of it. I mean, it's not a bad choice against those because because it does have ASL on the Gatling, and I think most of those suits are not super well defended against ballistic, so it could definitely work. But I was happy to catch both of those with a downswing at the last second. That, just one of those things that feels good, honestly. And let's see. Yeah, we pulled it off. I was not the only Xeku Eins on the team. Nice shark colors on the other one. I got top score at 69.45. That's about a quarter of the team's score. I'll take that. Barely came in third with 155,000 damage. Top score was 160. So really close all around. And I think I went 9-3. So yeah, very happy with that. So that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. Okay, so the changes for the Type 3. It got 2,500 more hit points at level 1. Went from 20,500 to 23,000, so that's 2,500 more. And upper levels also got enhanced, so yeah, more durable. Got an extra part slot at each in each location, starting at level 1. The level 1 went from 12 close and 14 each mid and long to 13, 15, 15. So yeah. Yeah, like I said, it got explosive reactive armor, which it makes you harder to stun with splash damage, and anti-blast stabilizer, which means you don't get heavy staggered when you're standing next to somebody who explodes. Also, bullet feeder level 1. And special leg buffer level 2 got adjusted to level 3 for the level 1 through 3 of the mobile suit. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I was in the level 4. And its special leg buffer went from 3 to 4. I believe the amount of both uh, stress defense and damage reduction both go up pretty significantly at those higher levels. At level 1, the Xeku Eins machine gun went from 160 damage per shot to 175. Significantly higher, I'm pretty sure, at level 4 where I was. The basic reload time went from 20 seconds to 16. And of course, with bullet feeder, if you have 30% of your ammo left, I think it is, when you hit reload, that should shave another probably 4 or 5 seconds off of that. Yeah, so, and it fires way faster. Its clay bazooka went from 2,400 damage to 26 at level 1. Got an extra round of ammo, went from 4 to 5. Cooldown time between shots went from 8 seconds to 6, and the reload went from 20 to 15. And again, with the bullet feeder, you can shave more off of that. The club at level 1, it's, it's Sturmfaust, but it was named in Gundam Sentinel before the name Sturmfaust was applied to anything in Gundam. So, yeah, it's a club. Power increased from 1,700 to 2,000 at the first level, with upper levels also enhanced, and yeah, weapon swap time has been shortened. And yeah, I did not realize how much this was suffering. The win rate at 550 at level 1, average for generals 49.4%. It was at 38.7. Rival win was 28.9%. Damage dealt was about 15 grand below the average for generals, 57,000 versus 72. And people were on average losing a whole half of an extra robot compared to the average. 3.1 versus the average is 3.1, the suit is 3.6. Slightly better stats at level 2 and 3. Still way low on damage and rival wins, but the win rate was worst at level 4, where the win rate was 36.6%. The average for generals is 50.4. Rival win rate is 51.2 on average and was 25% for generals. And it was almost 30,000 down on average damage. The average damage for a general at 700 is 95,354, and it was doing 66,000. And still about half a robot up on mobile suit losses, too. So, yeah, this definitely needed an overhaul, and I'm really happy with how it feels. So, hopefully, it will do the trick.